Alright, sit around ready this morning. We are all joined here to perform the final rites and rituals and to pray for our beloved. Am I okay? Yes. Yeah, so we are all here to perform the final rites and rituals for our beloved brother. There are a few things in life that we should reflect on each day we live. It's like, if you look at that stand that the guy has there, there are 3 legs. It's called a tripod. So it's a tripartite support you need in your life. The first leg, the first and most important thing in life is you must give thanks to God. Very important. Whether you are Muslim, Christian, Hindu, whatever religion you follow, and even if you don't have a religion or you don't conform to religion, like some people, they love plants and they say their plants is their God. They love the garden. For some people, doing service to community, going to the orphanage, feeding the poor, helping the persons in need, right? Those are important things. So that's the first leg. So you take spirituality so we make, everybody says, right, that God made all of us, but we also make God. Because when I say we made God, you will say sometimes, without even thinking, you say, I know what God will do with that person now. I know that person goes, who are you? Who are you to determine that? How you know, how you will determine. So you really believe in your mind that God loves some people, or He loves some religions more, or some races more. Those things are not true. So whether you don't like somebody or not, it's like when you're growing up in a home and you have sibling rivalry, sometimes, you hear the children saying, Mommy like this boy more, you like that one more. Of course, the parents love all their kids. And actually, the one who gives the most trouble, they just worry about them the most. If all the children go out and the place getting dark, the mother just think about the one who drinking and getting in trouble. They say, I hope nobody will beat him. I hope nobody will take away money or whatever. So the first is God. The second is family. Family is very important. And there are different kinds of families. Now, the relatives isn't always your family, yeah? Your relatives may not be your family. A person that be related to you. Biologically, they are your own blood, but they're not your family. And then you hear a person say, this man is my... I don't know if anybody was here. I think one or two persons may have been. We had a little function recently at my home, and there's a girl in my village where the family, the parents and so we live, they're Africans, but they live when my father was sick. The lady used to come and, look after our home, help us and things. They considered us. We grew up in the village together, even the boys. So she passed in and she saw it, her prayers and things. I'm just giving you an example, right? So everybody was sitting and she stopped the car and she come out and everybody watching, right? So when I come out, she say, hey Pandit, I see you have prayers, And I know I could come and eat here any day and get food. And so she came and she ate and whatnot and whatnot. That's the point I make. We are not biological family. We are not the same race. But we are family. So that is very important. Your family is the people that support you and look out for you and care for you. They don't come because they want something from you. They come because they want to assist you. They consider the relationship that you have, right, with them. So that's very important, family. And I have very good memories here, like I have been in this family, this area for close to 50 years. So I knew Dulan from the earlies, and I knew his wife, I knew the memories, I knew when Dulan came to check that's boy name. When he born, Dulan came and walked on the road and come to check the patra for his name and all this kind of thing, And he had his, they say, the most saintly person has a fault. And the biggest sinner has a blessing. Nobody in this world, none of you here who come here in this funeral today have wings in your back, you're angel, or you feel, because we like to feel that the Pandit want to feel he's the best, everybody feel they're real good. So you're quick to condemn. And every book, the Gita, the Ramayana, the Bible, the Quran, any book you read, one of the things they tell you, do not judge people, don't condemn people. When you think when a doctor taking care of a patient, right, and the patient comes behind a criminal, what the doctor will say? I won't attend to you? No. The doctor has a duty to perform. And his duty is whether the person, they bring him from the prison, because when people get sick in the prison, and they have to carry them in the hospital. So the people in the hospital has a duty to perform. Alright? So the Jaimungal family, that is our brother there, who is deceased, Hari's father and his mother is here, Dai, and of course all the family members. I think this road name Jaimungal Road. So some people gotta move out, there's no there. Yeah, so this village, this road, and so it's a long history, right? And Dulan is part of that family and things like that. And one day, I don't know, I park up here or something, he crawled in and carried on, and I come and say, why you behave like that, boy? He say, that's how I behave. I tell myself that's how I behave. So you can't get better than that. I said, but he said it's the truth. That he said, I said, well, you could get on better. He said, well, so I just behave. So I just behave, and if you are like it, you could go to another kind of thing. Right? You take him on. The fact is, you have to look. Don't look at the, there's a nice Persian proverb that saying, every silken face could be lined with coarse cloth. Make a note of it. Every silken face could be lined with coarse cloth. So sometimes a person looking smooth outside. To give you in the one of the books as well says, some people smooth. When I say smooth, in every way, the language, the skin, the face, but they are smooth as a snake. They are smooth as a snake. The snake is very smooth, but the poison is very lethal. Some people, like when you go somewhere and you a dog barking and thing and you come out, you know something going to happen. So you are afraid the dog are barking. The dog that cussing and getting on and behaving bad, you're not really worried about what. Then only noise he making is the one that's going quiet. The people, that dog that don't make no noise, those you have to be careful with. So today, I'm happy that his children are doing this lovely ceremony for him to remember him, his sister Lisa Rohit. How can you say? Maria. So all the family members have come here. Of course, Ketu was my favorite. I really like him, you know. I almost always I come in here, I just remember him, you know. So today we remember him and pray that may God bless the soul, Pran and all the other people here. These are villagers, you know. And we all come out, people come, you know, to support the family. And of course, the neighbors and others, you know, when people die, you know, in Trinidad there's a nice saying that people sometimes you go somewhere and somebody starts to talk something and you tell them, hey, what dig up them thing that way? We bringing up all them kind of nonsense for. Don't die, say a prayer, think about something positive, right? He was a strong guy. He worked very hard in the fields. He worked very hard, and even when he got the stroke, that one hand, if he hold you with that hand, when he was much younger, he hold you with that hand. Somebody told me this story where the vehicle was stuck, and with that one hand, you know, that one hand he had there was he used to say, Panditatma, my hand like a potato. I said, I know. So he had a strong mind, a strong willpower. So today we pray may God bless his soul, right? I have known him here in the village, in the community, and I share with the family, and I know that they will do all the, and it's nice, sometimes people have a mansion from the road to the back is tiled. Beautiful house. And when they die, the family say, they're going through all that trouble now. Straight down by the creek, we will do everything that way. Or we will do it in Das or whatever it is. So it is nice to see the family prepare up the little home and bring his body at home and things like that, right? Also to his wife who is here, you know, I have known her, right? She's a strong lady. I know her from the early days. She just talked to me. I mean, I'm younger than her, but she is like a sister because her parents and our family go back a long way. So I know her from a long time. These kids were small, you know. And I know that she has had her own battles to fight. So today, she's here as well to say a prayer and ask God to bless his soul. And all the other family, Harry's kids are here and other family members. So let us all pray and ask Bhagwan's blessings upon him. So we'll have the little rituals, you know, and after which, I would like to also single out the young lady who looked after him and cared for him, you know, because people don't take these things seriously. But when I go to the hospital recently, I was there, you know, 2 different places. 1 o'clock in the night, you know, you need to go to the bathroom, you need to change your pampers. Or when you in those situations, sometimes your children, your family, friends sleeping comfortably in their house come up, right? And they will tell you, Well, I get a call in the morning, 4 o'clock, they call and say, you go bring down the ID card and they can come, or whatever it is. The nurses and the others, who work the graveyard shift, police officers, doctors and nurses, pundits, ministers, people of the cloth, pastors and so. You have to give respect to these people, you know. But most times we don't realize it. But when you're in problems, these are the people. You reach out to these people to help, right? So she was there. She would have spent plenty time serving Dolan. She would have heard all the mantras and things. You don't know how much all the mantra and things, all the Sanskrit mantra and things he used to chant, right? When he started chanting, he pronouncing it properly too. Yeah, I'm missing, right? So she would have gone, and that is what they said, doing good for a person who just reciprocating, thank you, is good. But doing good for people, because who have their own battles and issues and not even showing gratitude, that is where you're a great person. So it's not the money alone, it is the service and love. So you all should be indebted to her, you know, and treat her well for her service that she performed and whatnot. So Dinesh is his son who will be doing all these ceremonies. And who are the other people? You guys, grandson, friend, family, right? Who's the guy in the Bible born? Alright. So we are on a live stream, so we need to be mindful of that. We are on a live stream, so people who are abroad and who are looking on at the funeral, to wherever you all are, today we are standing here at the Jaimungal residence, Dolan's home. How old was he, by the way?
77.
77. So we'd like everybody to stand for just 1 minute and we'll come closer. Dinesh, you stand by the foot of your dad. So we give him a little black tail and a little flower and a piece of bush grass if you have a piece. And let's do a sankal. So we all will pray together. Om Vishnu Vishnu Vishnuad Paramatmane Sri Shvedvarah Kalpe Vaivashashtavinsati Kalyoge Kalipatame Charane Jambodvipe Bharat Kande Jaimungal 3 Grame Sri Dinesh Namasya Dolan Isaac Jaimungal Namasya Sri Preta Moksham Prapti Aham Karishye. Bolo Arima Putra Bhagavad Ki Jai. Place it at his feet right there. Right. Stay right there. All be seated. Also, we acknowledge Savi and others, you know. So don't forget our names, you know. Alright. Give me water. Om. Right. Start up of this thing and sprinkle water on the body of his face. Om Anadhi Nidno Deva Shankachakra Galadhara Akshay Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Pradho Bhava. Right. Chandan. Om Yamdware Mahagore Namastubhyam Mahagor Parakravehi. Om Ritaksarire Mayodiyate Tau Pratishtatam. Vitaksarire Chandanam Tau Pratishtatam. Perfume. Om Karcharanakritam Va Kayajam Karmajam Va Sravajayanam Manasam Va Paradham Vihitam Va Metat Tamaswa Jai Jai Karunabde Shri Mahadev Shambhu Shri Mahadev Shambhu Shri Mahadev Shambhu. Yeah, Mano. Om Yam Dware Mahagori. Alright. Your daughter. Walking Mala. Put a Mala. Om Anadhinidano Deva Shankachakra Galadhara Akshaya Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava. Alright, let the others put the Mala. अनादि निधनो देवा शंख चक्र गदाधर अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रीत मोक्ष प्रदो भव. Come on, lower. Bring your arm a little lower. Om Anadhi Nidano Deva Shankh Chakra Gadadhara Akshaya Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava. Come on, lower. Yeah. Nice. Leave back that wallet down. Leave one extra. Leave for a flower or something. Okay. Aarti. Don't let that perambulator. It's kind of narrow. Let's stand one place. Touch the other flame very clear. Right. Let's stand right here and just wave it over his entire body 5 times. Yeah. Use the 2 hands. Om Shri Krishna Chandra Maharaj Prabhu Binati Tani Suniye Suniye Jinke Kachwar Balamb Nahi तिनके चरणन रखिए रखिए भवसागर धार बहुत गहरी कोई नाव यहाँ चाहिए चाहिए. Next, Lisa. Om Anadhi Nidano Deva Shankha Chakra Gadadhar Akshaya Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava. Anadhi Nidano Deva Shankha Chakra Gadadhar Akshaya Pundarikaksha भूल जा अब तो मस्त हवा वो पुरना दारी दारी. भूल जा अब वो मस्त हवा वो उड़ना दारी दारी. जग की आँख का कांटा बन के चाल तेरी मतवाली. कौन भला उस भाग न पूछे कौन भला उस भाग न पूछे होना जिसका माली. तेरी किस्मत में लिखा है तेरी किस्मत में लिखा है जीते जी मर जाना. चल उड़ जा रे पंछी गे अब ये देश हुआ बेगाना. चल उड़ जा रे पंछी गे अब ये देश हुआ बेगाना. Anyone else who would like to place a flower? रोते हैं वो पंख पखेरू साथ तेरे जो खेले. जिसके साथ लगाए तूने अरमानों को मेले. भीगी आँखों से उनकी के आज दुआएं ले ले. किसको पता अब इस नगरी में कब हो तेरा आना। चल उड़ जा रे पंछी गे अब ये देश हुआ बेगाना। चल उड़ जा रे पंछी। So this is a very lovely song. It says it's quite instructive for all of us to remember, you know, that it reminds us all of this life, you know. Panchi means a bird. So life is always compared to be like a bird. Like when people die, sometimes they let go birds, you know, they allow birds and so to fly. So the song says that the bird of life one day will have to go back to its real home. And they describe life like how a bird builds a cage, builds a nest. The bird builds a nest twig by twig, one by one. And sometimes you would observe when you read and so, the bird is bringing the food and put in the mouth. So when your children small and your family growing up, right, like whatever deviation the son, all of the family, when you reflect on it, Dolan would have provided in some way. He would have worked and given. So when you were infant and you couldn't do anything for yourself, your parents provided you. They give you, as we would say, a nest to sleep on. Right? They'll give you a place to sleep. They'll give you. So, if you look at the words, it says that sometimes the rota hai wo pankh pakeru. Not only the weather and the rain will be beating on the wings of the bird, but even the tears of love and sacrifice. In other words, people give their life and soul, and parents work so hard, sacrifice for their children. And sometimes the song of many kids today that we ain't getting enough. And sometimes parents know, right, how the parents pass down that property and what sacrifices they made and whatnot. And then sometimes youngsters come and they belay everything, and they treat the parents and the elders with such scant courtesy. It's very, very sad. So that's why today the song says, let the bird of life, because this body today will be cremated, but Dulan would have done his part in this world. Right? And we pray that may God bless his soul and give him a resting place. And actually, just to state the correct facts here, is that while he was loud and he used to use obscene language and he used to drink and what and we all know that, in all of that, right, he never disrespected me to say, well, he went beyond that. I understood beyond all of that, because when people get miserable with themselves, when they have limitations, they can't do the things they want to do. People they lash out, and if they lash out, you should be there just to understand and not to judge. So today, may God bless him and bless the family. I know all the neighbors are here. They'll give that support to the family and to the children. All of you, always try to do better than your parents. When I say better than your parents, when you have a funeral and you have these things, my father used to always say this. I always remember him saying this. When we go to Logo, had a lot of burials and so when we go to the burials and everybody stand up at the funeral, my dad used to always say, the voice of man is the voice of God. So I just wonder what he meant. And then I said, he says, when everybody in a community and a village and everybody get together and say, this is a good man, this child is a good child, this boy is a good boy, he's an honorable person, that is God's word. So the voice of man is the voice of God. So when you live in this world, right? When you live in this world and you live a good life and live with people, show respect. People remember that. They remember how you didn't lose your respect. Like example, Harry's mother is here. My mother passed away. She's like a mother to me. If I disrespect her, people say, man, got big pundit and maybe so you talking to the lady. You have a real respect for her. So you have to have an understanding that what you're doing is, you might answer back somebody or be rude to somebody or insult somebody. You may think it's a good thing. But in the sight of God and sensible people looking at you would say, that wasn't a good thing to do. So maintain that class. Maintain that respect for each other. Alright, so with these few words, is there eulogy? Somebody reading something? Who is it? You read. You go on to the document. Just look like a court document from deed. Hold the mic there, yeah, Rohit, here, listen. Hold the mic there, hold the mic, sir. Come here, yeah.
Ram Nam Satyahe. Ram Nam. Special good morning to the officiating Pundit, Mr. Atma Maharaj, and also to all those gathered here today. Sometimes in life we meet people on the worst days of their lives. Well, today is that day for me. Today is one of the worst day of my life. Today I stand here as a son eulogizing his father. And the question arises, who was Isaac Jaimungal? Who was Doran? Well, Doran was my father. Doran, born to Jaimungal Ramlogan and Sitaja Jaimungal. In the year 1946, came Isaac Jaimungal. He attended the Journal Presbyterian School, and at a tender age, after the death of his father, a most tragic vehicular accident, like the phone, the bull cab rolled over his head. After his father's demise, he went into the family business. As Auntie Kim will call it, he became a sugarcane entrepreneur. For those of you who don't know what that is, he became a cane farmer. Is that the kin? He then joined the government service in the early 80s, where he became a messenger clerk. After the 1990 attempted coup, he resumed duties at the Customs and Excise duty in the Port of Spain port. 10 years later, with age knocking on his door, he was transferred closer to home, to the St. Madeleine Government Primary School. And it is there that under the Ministry of Education, he resigned as a watchman. And that was his public life. Well, today, Dad, as I see you lying motionless for the last time in that box, I remember that not all fathers were meant to be doctors, lawyers, politicians, or even pundits, but some were just meant to be great, robust, and strong. And so I remember one day in the year 1989, I now had started secondary school, and my physical education teacher was a guy they call Shamsundar. Living right in the village by Johannes School there. And he was getting to know his Form 1 students, and he used to call each and every one of us to stand up, say your name, your address. So he said, young man, what's your name? Looked up at me and I said, Dean Jaimungal, and I live here at the village Princestown, sir. He looked at me with a sly grin in his face and he shook his head. He said, you was Dolan's son? I said, yes, sir. And in front of the entire class, he said, I know your father pretty well. He used to play football. He was our goalkeeper. So he went on to tell the class, he said, one day, Churkoo Village Sports was playing on the Yule and Pumpy ground, at this transport ground in Princestown by the fire station. And I think they were up against Cedar Hill Sports. They were a very good side, eh? And I know, Bollywood know, Cedar Hill people and Churkoo Village people always had a little rift. So on that day, one of their finest forwards, that is the Cedar Hill side, one of their finest forwards penetrated the line of defense of the Churkoo Village team and approached the penalty area. And Shamsundar would say, your father stood his grounds in that goal. And when the forward came within striking distance, he fired that bullet in your father's direction and your father trapped that ball at his feet. The ball sank in the mud. Churkoo Village won the game that day. Son, if your father did not have stopped that ball, my brother would have killed him. Bolo was the captain of the football team that time. This just goes to show that sometimes what we do in this life echoes in eternity. This was about 50-something years ago I'm speaking about here today. Anyway, a few years ago I went to patch a tire in St. Charles at Jordan's tire shop. So as I was patching the tire, an old guy sat next to me on the bench. And naturally we started talking. He said, son, I might know you now, but anyway, I might know your family. So he asked, who's your father? I said, Dolan from Churkoo Village. He said, the man with the stroke? I said, yes, that's the guy. When he started to laugh. Dole still living? Me and see Dole in about 20 years now. Boy. I is his schoolmate. And he tell me, he said, every day Dolan used to fight in school. I said, yes, I know that because my mother tell me. My mother tell me, she said when they was getting married, Dolan stopped the pundit from marrying them to go outside and fight. And when they don't fight, they come back and they marry. She heard that? Yeah. You true? You see? I know that. Anyway, so the old man told me, he said, boy, your grandmother, tell Dole, Dole, go in the garden. Right? They're living up the hill there. Go in the garden, bring the mule, come back up the road with the mule, hold sneak cat, and go back in the garden and load the cane. Don't say what's wrong with this lady, why so work to give me. Don't take the cat and carry it in the garden for the bull, for the mule, and load the cane and go on about the business. Man said, boy, your father in those days was one of the strongest men in the village. So, I wasn't there that morning when you passed away, but I would like to thank you for giving me the strength, courage to persevere with you. I must say, during your last months in your life, it made me understand just how fragile life can be. I saw you go. And ladies and gentlemen, if you look at your program, let's open the program. Right, and look at the front page. I saw my father go from this to this in just a matter of a couple weeks. I even came one day and was having a conversation with him. And during this conversation, he did not recognize me. Yeah. It was then and there that I saw that age was catching up with him. And then I knew it was just a matter of time. So that the lesson you taught me there was that to take care of those who has taken care of us is one of life's greatest joy and honor. Our parents cared for us since the day we came into this world. And as they grow old, it is so important that we show them the love and respect that they would have shown us in our younger days. Dad, as the curtain comes down on you today, I just want you to know that if history ever has to repeat itself, I still might not have changed a thing. I know that you probably were not always at your best with us, but we as children were not probably always at the best with you, Dad. Who knows, maybe in the next life, you might get a chance to make it right. My prayer for you today is that as you take your spiritual journey, the Lord Krishna bless and guide you, and may you never be lonely. So until then, safely tucked away in my heart is where you will be. And before I go, I'd like to thank Zelina Hussein for a wonderful job. I came here one day and I stood at the door and I saw her rubbing oil on his back gently. And in your own delicate way, you rock the world. Thank you, Zelina. Ramnam. Ramnam. I now hand over the mic to Pandit Maharaj.
But I am really surprised. I really never know Dinesh could talk so good. I was not telling Harry's kids yesterday, but this man knows to be in humor and he's a very good. He could go into politics. And he did a good job. I'm sure his dad will be proud of him today. Yeah, that's nice. Right. So this young lady here wanted to say a few words, but just let the boy finish. I know the live stream, I'll call the name up and everybody will be right. So first, right there, Lisa's son.
Sitaram Radhe Radhe. My grandfather was a special character. He always said what was on his mind, and he didn't care who it was on the receiving end of it. To me, he was a very strong-willed man who lived his life unapologetically. Although he had his habits some people wouldn't agree with, I was never bothered by them. I understand, especially now more than ever, how happy it made him. It helped him relax and free his mind of a situation he didn't ask for. Living with a disability is hard, and unfortunately I understand that very well. You seek things that bring you happiness, even if it just temporarily heals yourself of the trauma. My favorite memory of my grandfather was when I was 12. I was spending the summer here during school break in New York. He would take me along on a drive to run errands in the town. There were times where he would let me steer while he had his foot on the pedal. As a little city boy, I found this exhilarating. I couldn't do this back home. I had so much fun. I know it doesn't seem like a crazy or grand memory, but I remember how happy I felt. And I think I might have had the biggest smile on my face because I know he did. Thinking about it now, I can't believe a man who was paralyzed and half his body managed to do it. To this day, I find it amazing how he tried to go on with his life and how hard he tried not to rely on anyone. After his errands, he would always take me to KFC, something I still look forward to every time I visit. At my age, I knew he shouldn't be driving and didn't want him to overexert himself. I remember him telling me, "Don't let this stroke think I still can't do it." I'm sure I'm not the only grandchild who has happy memories with him, but I'm glad to be able to share mine. The last time I saw him in person was for his brother's funeral. Although I wasn't close to his brother, I knew it must have been hard on Grandpa, and so I flew down to make sure he was okay and give him some company. I remember how sad he was. I wished I could have had him to come with me to New York, even if it was just for a visit. I wish he could have seen how well we could have taken care of him and how successful his daughter and grandkids are. As much as I wish he would have not been so stubborn and accepted help in a home, I'm not surprised he went on his own terms. Like I said, he was a very strong-willed man. I see him in myself and especially my mother. All Fours was his favorite card game, as is mine. I will remember him every time I play. I know he enjoyed cricket as well. Ironically, it's something I have been enjoying myself lately. I remember him every time I watch a game. I will miss him. The only thing keeping me upbeat is the fact that I know he's now been put out of his disability, which must have been a great challenge for his age. I imagine he's a young man again, dancing with the angels and reuniting with his family. Wherever he is, I know for sure he is being a strong-willed man, unapologetically himself. Thank you.
Alright, so thank you all, and to those persons who are viewing us via our live stream, we'd like to acknowledge the support and of course the phone calls and other kinds of support, flowers, etc. We are proceeding here to the Mosquito Creek for the final rites and rituals. We would like to thank all of you for making the effort to be here, to allow your footsteps to be directed here to the home, to perform the final rites and rituals for Brother Dolan. So with these few words, we would like to conclude. If there's anyone else in the audience who would like to say a few words, now it's the time to do so. We know we have other family members. If anyone wishes to say anything on their own, now it's time to do so. Alright, so maybe all take some flowers again. Stand around. Yeah. Om Anadhi Vaitya Anadhi Nidino Deva Shankachakra Garadhara Akshaya Pundarikaksha Dinesh, you get one first now. Akshaya Pundarikaksha Pritamoksha Pradobhara. Please see there. Big the pindas now. This is one. Om Yamgware Mahagore Andakara Om Karacharana Kitam Vakaya Jam Karma Jamba Saranajayana Manasam Vaparadham Vihitam Vasarame Takchamaswa Jai Jai Karnabhe Shri Mahadev Shambhu. Oh Atma Shanti Bhavati. Have to below the shoulders. Yeah, below that. Put another one here. That's it. Right. Alright, so we'll have a few minutes here for those who would like to view the body, and after which we'll be proceeding to the cremation ground. Alright, so if anyone wishes to view the body will come and do so, and in a short while, 5 minutes thereabout, we'll be ready to proceed. If you put the flowers. My front face on, so yeah. So remember, come and view the body if you wish to, and we'll keep chanting all the time. आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला दो दिन की जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला दो दिन की जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला जिनके लिए है तूने महल सजाए मतलब की यार सारी सभी है पराए जिनके लिए है कितना तुम्हें दुख झेला दो दिन की जिंदगी है दो दिन का मेला आई भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला दो दिन की जिंदगी हरि का शरण तू हो जा ध्यान लगा रे
दिल का दीवाना है सबसे प्यारा कौन है पापा मेरे पापा तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। बाहर से तो खामोश रहे तू, बाहर से तो खामोश रहे तू, भीतर भीतर रोए रे, भीतर भीतर रोए, तेरा दर्द न जाने कोई। कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे। कह न सके तू अपनी कहानी, तेरी भी पंछी क्या जिंदगानी रे। विधि ने तेरी कथा लिखी, आंसू में कलम डुबो, तेरा दर्द न जाने को, तेरा दर्द न जाने